Evening and welcome to the KTLA News at 6. I'm Glenn Walker.
And I'm Brandi Hitt. Now, this all started when police responded to a call about a burglary that was in progress at an El Monte warehouse.
Well, they not only caught the suspects, they made the biggest drug bust in the city's history. David Begg, interesting. Well, a desperate search is underway tonight for a one-year-old boy allegedly kidnapped by his own mother.
Officials say she does not have legal custody of this child, and she may be heading to Mexico. Let's go live to enjoy today because our weather is about to change in some areas. By the way, Jim is off today, so let's go and take a look outside at what the weather. On the other side of the country, crowds are celebrating Gay Pride at Disney World in Orlando, and this is an event that's been going on for years there. Yeah,
Gay Day participants say that they're just embracing themselves and spending millions in the Orlando area. But this year, a conservative Christian group is spending some of its own cash to protest what it calls an immoral lifestyle. Kendra Astrike has more from Florida. All right, a British intelligence agency is fighting Al-Qaeda one cupcake at a time.
You have to listen to this. Hackers for MI6 replaced an Al-Qaeda file online that detailed how to create bombs with a recipe for cupcakes. Curtis Jackson has the story now from Ohio. A much sweeter outcome, I'd like to say, with cupcakes and not bombs.
Mojito cupcakes, that's interesting.
Maybe we'll try some.
Yeah.
Well, there's a group of local volunteers that has accomplished a pretty amazing feat, saving dozens of horses.
Yeah, Lou Parker reports it started when a woman and her husband were notified about some abandoned horses. And what happened next for them was life-changing.
Okay, California is one step closer to becoming the first state to ban styrofoam containers in the country. The state Senate passed a measure this week, and now it is awaiting its fate in the state assembly. Sabrina Rodriguez takes a look at what this ban would mean to a lot of local restaurants out there. Of course, it always ends up going back down to the customer.
Of course, getting really expensive to live here, you know.
There is still much more news coming up ahead at 6:30. Welcome back. As we reported at the top of the news hour, a call out on a burglary in progress led police to a giant pot bust.
Yeah, this happened at a warehouse in El Monte, and that is where David Begnaud is live tonight.
You now get to hold that title, David Begnaud.
All right, meantime, in other news, a young mother is accused of kidnapping her own son, and word is she could be headed to Mexico.
Officials say that she does not have legal custody of this child, and they're searching desperately right now to find the pair. Dave, a great start to the weekend weather, but things are about to change here in our region. Talk about a beautiful. Meantime, to other news now. 3 purse snatchers in a big rush to get away ended up crashing right into an innocent driver in Windsor Hills.
Yeah, that victim remains in serious condition at a local hospital, and KTLA's Cheryl Gutwiza has more on this story.
We are learning more about the 26-year-old man accused of killing an Irvine cheerleader while driving drunk. Physics lessons, right? They're at UC Irvine. They're learning physics for that.
Whatever the excuse. All right, the pet store. Petco frequently has weekends where you can go and meet the critters, and this weekend they are having a reptile rally.
Yes, that's where you can see all the reptiles in different shapes, sizes, even some, as we saw earlier, that reflect light in cool ways. KTLA's Olga Ospina shows them to us. Also that time of year, teenagers and young adults are out searching for those summer jobs and to make a good bloom. But what about June rain? It's a great day today, but there's rain in the forecast.
I just can't believe it's still raining and raining almost every week.
Seriously.
This late in the year.
I know. Today was great. In fact, if you were out today, maybe you saw the big celebration out in Yada, the famous horse from down here.
She can do anything. That's the whole thing, Brandi.
She's very talented.
Very talented.
When she starts texting, that's what I'll be impressed.
We'll be right back.
Updating our top stories, a burglary in progress.
Okay, if you're planning for your Sunday tomorrow, be prepared because there is rain. Lower 80s typical for this time of year, so close, but not quite there.
That's a nice stretch of days right there.
Not too bad. Thanks for joining us on the KTLA News here at 6 o'clock.
We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock, and for continuous news updates throughout the night, just log on to KTLA.com. Enjoy your Saturday evening.
Have a good night.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Glenn Walker.
And I'm Brandi Hitt. We begin tonight with a search for a 1-year-old boy from Van Nuys reportedly kidnapped by his own mother.
Now, officers say that she does not have legal custody and could be headed with her son to Mexico. Let's go live now to Dave Meekum, who spoke with A burglary in progress call led police to the biggest drug bust in the history of El Monte.
David Begnaud is live at the scene. 3 men are behind bars after leading police on a dangerous pursuit through Windsor Hills. We are learning more about the 26-year-old man accused of killing an Irvine cheerleader while driving drunk. Documents of a very public protest was held today in Florida by a Christian group upset over the gay pride festivities at Disney World.
Meantime, conservative lawmakers,
It's okay. Conservative lawmakers do have their eye right now on the White House, of course, and they're meeting at the nation's capital this weekend for what's called the Faith and Freedom Coalition Conference. We turn now to Barbara Hall. She's going to show us how they're trying to gain the support of Christian voters. Speaker. Now to this. The pet store Petco played host to a bunch of little critters at a reptile rally today.
That's right. That's where you can see creatures of all shapes and sizes. And as KTLA's Olga Ospina shows us, some that even glowed in the dark. They look great when there's glass between you and them.
Yes, not on you're playing with them.
All right, much more news ahead, including this. About 5 minutes today out there.
Yeah, the clouds are moving in, and get ready for the rain tomorrow. Jim Castillo is off.
Quarter of the record set back in 1974, 164 feet.
Wow, I'm telling you, we talked about this earlier. This is a physics lesson. I'm sure it was. It was a requirement. Thank you for joining us here on the KTLA News at 10 o'clock.
For news updates throughout the night, log on to KTLA.com. But don't go anywhere because Steve Hartman is coming up next with Sports Final. Have a good night.